All right, everybody. Big, huge off-season here for us in Florida. Phil Kessel might be a free agent. First and foremost, RFAs. Oh my God, Phil Kessel is actually a free agent. Again, we don't typically go after RFAs. None of them are worth going afterwards anyway. UFA goalies. Now, we don't really need one because we have Markstroms. That's a good thing. Are there any good prospects? The answer's not really. Yeah, not really. I mean, we could sign someone like Mikko Koskinen just because it's Mikko Koskinen and we need a backup. But that's about it. That's about it. Oasis, more popular for the music or the infighting? Depends on who you ask. Try to give Koskinen 1.5 for 2 years. Koskinen with hair, no less. Defensively, Joe Corvo, Brad Stewart, Philip Kuba. Oh boy, well, we're not getting much help defensively. In terms of prospects, Mikko Kusa, but they're 26. Goodness. We're looking at 2.5-star prospects at best. Yeah, we're not going to get much help defensively. On the right wing, Phil Kessel. I don't see a reason to not spend the big money to bring in Phil Kessel. We have the money. He says he wants 5 years. I'd love to have him for 8. Apparently, this was still a time where you could sign free agents for 8 years. But 5 years at $8.5 million for Phil Kessel. We got no choice but to send that offer in. Prospect-wise, this dude named Weston is not that good. Mario Kempe. Nobody great. Reinhardt, hot dog's going to be a fantastic top line, right? Left wing side. Nobody amazing. A lot of Finns. In terms of prospects. Not looking great. There are just a lot of random Finns and Swedes. And then it's center. Dave Boland. Justin Hodgman. I mean, we could become the Florida Maple Leafs and bring in Dave Boland. Draft the glories on these old games would be interesting. I don't know if they'd work. Honestly, I'm willing to sign Dave Boland, too. Get Boland and Kessel just to up the general skill of the team. Take up some cap space. And then at center, again, we don't have too many top-notch prospects. We just don't. Which is a bit of a shame. But there were a couple of decent guys to sign. So if we look at goalies, the youngest goalies, 2.5-star potential. Actually, let's go by OVR here. I wish there were more sorting options in this game. We sent Koskinen a deal. I have one other goalie under contract right now. Yeah, let's actually go by age. So we're looking at 2.5 stars. Gold, by the way. For dudes that don't have... It is true that Dave Boland was a Panther. So, yeah. That don't have a god-awful overall. If that exists. Like Garrett Sparks is there, but he's a 56, man. Bartasak. 55 for Cheval Dave. Like, is there anybody over a 60 in this category? Matt Mahalik. 22 years old, 60 overall. Adam Brown. 61 Roman Will. And a 62 Philip Grubauer. There is also Rasmus Rinne, who actually might not be that bad then, all things considered. As crazy as that is, he is actually a decent player to bring in. So let's also send a deal here to Rasmus Rinne. See if that works. Defensively, what do we have for 2.5-star defensive prospects? Most guys are 2 stars. There's Andre Padan. We'll sign the legend known as Andre Padan yet again. Anybody else at 2.5 stars? Brady Gaudette. Just saw Grant Weberman, by the way. You know, we got to bring him my boy, Grant Weberman. I don't care if he's 2 stars. Who else do we got? Darren Dietz, James Melindy. Former Portland Pirate, James Melindy. I mean, these are literally the best dudes that we can sign right now for, like, prospects. Troy Vance. He doesn't have a picture. Anybody else? Dylan Connolly. Why not? Can't imagine I need too many more defenders, but let's keep looking. Colton Martin. Go for Colton Martin. I won't sign anybody over the age of 20, so sorry to Graham Gregg. Let's wait a couple of days, see who signs, and we'll take it from there. And we had only 28 players under contracts right now. So. I really don't want to go after RFAs because I feel like I'll just get in trouble. Rene signs, Andre Padan, Grant Weberman, Melindy, Donnelly, was it? Gaudette, Martin, and Dietz. But what about Phil Kessel? What about Mikko Koskinen? Dave Boland has signed. Mikko Koskinen has signed. But what about Philip James Hot Dog? Hot dog, hot dog, hot dogs for all. Hot diggity dog. Phil Kessel is a Florida Panther. You'll love to see it. Phil Kessel. Welcome to Florida. So in goal, Markstrom, Koskinen, Rinne, and Caruth. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We definitely have enough defensemen. We honestly have too many defensemen signed. But I will probably try to flip people. So we need to sign now as many forwards as we can to fill out this team. So if we look at the younger options first, just for prospect's sake. I got to sign Raphael LaFontaine. I don't care if he's a 47, damn it. He's my one exception player. I don't know how the hell I got him and Weberman to turn into good players back in the day. Joe Blandisi, former Duck, Devil. Good night, Dad Andrews. We love you. Andrew Johnson. Let's go ahead and sign him. Probably growing potential. Michael Schumacher. Vroom, vroom. We also have Logan Nelson. Anybody else? Todd Fiddler. Don't know if he's related to Vernon at all. Mitch Elliott's. Philip Tott. They call him Tater. Nathan Burns. Dyson Stevenson. Peter Baranek. Rafael Bucieris. I do still want spots available for waiver claims. There's a lot of guys that are in this category of prospects, so we'll hold off. But yeah, I definitely could have gone for some veterans to make the team better. We do still have to sign Garrett Wilson as an RFA. So Minnesota signed Darcy Kemper. All right, that brings us up to 47 contracts. I think that's where we're going to hold. We will sim to the start of next season and kind of play this out. Gabriel Bork is also an RFA still. I totally forgot about that. I will match that offer. A second-round pick for Garrett Wilson doesn't seem too great, so we'll keep him on the team. That does technically actually bring us up to 49, but again, we will be trying to trade away people if we can. So I think we're good. Like, we could have gone after the Steve Otts and the Mario Kempes of the world, but no biggie. No biggie, no biggie. Goodness, goodness. Well, this is going to take a while. Well, Jack, give me something else to talk about. Why not? It's been a night of ranting and raving, and, well, give me something else to talk about. This will probably be the least viewed franchise mode series. Thank you, Cody, for having faith in the content. Thank you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. My goodness. My goodness, my goodness. Do I play Trivia Pursuit? On the rare occasion, I think we have it for the Switch. So, McDavid's goal tonight was sick. I mean, Connor McDavid is sick. You know? Thoughts on the Purge being a new cafe? I don't really pay attention to the Discord all that much, I'll be honest. I'm cool for the most part for just letting it be what it is. But I did kind of urge some cleanup in regards to just how many sections there were and stuff. It's like, all right, we could deal with some of the clutter here, you know? Read us more books. Honestly, I should. I should just sit here and read Doc Emmerich's freaking biography. At least I have more time to read that way. So, it's the Hockey Anno Essential 13. I don't think so. Have I played WWE, GMO, or FIFA? Yes, both. Ever finished a game of Monopoly? Yes. Well, does it count when I took a nap during one that we played on stream? Should Bill Belichick stay or go if the Patriots get a top 4 pick? I don't care. Yeah, like, I will never root for the man to be fired because fuck it. Like, if he wants to drag the team down to being the worst franchise in the NFL, screw it. He deserves it. Whatever stream SmackDown vs. Raw 07 or 09. Yeah, I enjoyed those games. I did enjoy those games. I still want a WWE chat, create a wrestler GM series. You never know. You never know. All right. Let's see what we have contract-wise. Whatever streamer, Arena League football. Maybe. We did, didn't we? At one point. Could have sworn we did. All right. God, we still have $22 million in cap space. Jesus. I need to sign a forward cap whale. I'm not going to have much room for waiver options. It's a one-off video. Oh, well. Well, Jack Skilly, welcome back to Florida. And we'll see what we do. You can't abbreviate SmackDown versus Raw as SMD versus Raw. Not allowed. How was Alan Quine rated so highly? What was EA smoking? I mean, you could ask that about numerous players on these rosters. Numerous. Get Belichick a proper sweater. No, man, he's got to show off the guns. He's got to show off the guns. I still like that this scrolls faster than NHL 24. It's not even particularly fast, but it's faster than NHL 24. Whoops. Oh, no. Oh, my God, the D-pad. The SMD pad. As it'll now be known in this freaking chat. I made that joke before somebody else could. That Arena Football League, like, those games were okay. They're not amazing games, though. There are other older football games that would be more fun to play. All right, so we got to land Jack Skilly on a contract, and then we can start to try to move people off of the team that we don't really think will be around for too much longer. Get more draft picks. And I have a full roster. Well, I'm fargan boned then, aren't I? We also just scrolled for no reason. You hate to see it. All right. If we were to start trading people, if we look at goalies, I mean, Matt Carutha, 2.5 star. Honestly, as long as someone's over 2.5 star, they're probably fine. What's Comrie's overall? He's a 59 at 19. We don't have to bail on Eric Comrie yet. I think he dropped in terms of potential, though. Defensively, we still have to trade Brian Campbell. If we can. How good is Keegan Lowe? Because he's already 21 years old. He's only a 64. We could try to move Keegan Lowe, because I don't know if he's going to develop. He's like 10 points away from still being a useful defenseman. So if we can move him, that would be good. Damon Severson is a 73 at 20 years old. He goes nowhere. Oh, dude, it's going to boot me back to this menu every time. Risto is a 58 at 19. It's not amazing, but we can still hold on to him. Not, but totally Arturi Lehkonen. not looking too good. Alex Petrovich, the Petrovic. He's not looking that bad. Honestly, the Lekkonens and Ristos of the world can probably go. Big shout out to Slash. Thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Who do we have that's a 2-star? Grant Weberman stays. I do need to move out some defensemen, though. On the wing. Oh, God. We're just, from the looks of it, shout out to Quentin Howden, turning into a monster. From the looks of it, we are just going to have to open up the block entirely. Huberto's a 70. I think we're just going to have to open the block entirely and go on a player-by-player basis to see who we want to get rid of. So, hopefully my team's cap compliant right now, or that could be a bit of a problem. So what do we want? We want players under the age of 23 years old that are at least 3 stars and are at least a 70 overall. We're going to start being way more specific. Okay, I hit the wrong button. Son of a bitch. Again, we want players who are at least a 70 overall. Defensively, it's going to be the same gosh darn thing. Give me young, promising players who might actually be able to develop, please. And then maybe I will trade you a Sean Matthias. This is your way, your opportunity of finally landing Sean Matthias. Give me useful players. Surplus is going to be literally anything and everything. You make a deal, I am willing to listen. Offer us whatever. With Brian Campbell and Keegan Lowe as our first 2 on the trade block. Hope that works out. I just hope I'm salary cap compliant here. This could be pretty bad. Defensively, actually goaltending-wise, it's Markstrom up to an 86 and Koskinen. So our goaltending will be good. Defense is Campbell, Kulikov, Branson, Tanev. That's 4 or 5. Oh my God. Let's get Sanguinetti up there. Get Colby Roback up there. 4, 5, 6. And then 7 will be Petrovich. Actually, there's no injuries, so I don't need that many anymore. We'll send Petrovich down. Get Tanev onto this NHL roster. Oh my gosh. Shout out to Raven Style for the 2 months on the Prime. Appreciate it. Welcome in. This team is going to suck. Let's call up McFarland, Barclay, Goodrow, and Curtis Gabriel. On the left, we can send down LaFontaine. We can send down Lowry, call up Bork. I guess Jonathan Huberdeau is going to make the team out of pure necessity. And then at center, can send down a bunch of the kids. Call up Frederick Goodrow, Matthias Bolin, Goodrow, and Trocheck. This team's going to suck. Wilson, Matthias, Kessel, Bork, Boland, Howden, Huberdeau, Goodrow. Jesus. Gabriel, Trocheck, and McFarland. Defense is Campbell, Goodbranson, Kulikov, Sanguinetti, Roback, and Tanev, with Markstrom and Koskinen in goal. You know, they might not actually be all that bad, given the performance of the team last season. They could do okay. My GM reputation is now -79, which has to be the worst I've ever seen. Scout USA goalies for a month. I can do that. I can do that. All frickin' 6 of them. Give me those points. -69. Mishki, what's going on? And we get back to a hell of a lot of simming. Let's do it. How have we not gotten blackballed by the league yet? I don't know. I should start offer sheeting free agents at this point. Salak and 2 firsts for a first and a second. No. Get your rep up if you trade 7th for a 7th a bunch of times. 2 firsts and Adam Pelech for a first and a second. No. Max, yes it is. Go Phillies. It's going to be a Phillies and Texas Rangers World Series, and I'm here for it. Gufferson, CC, and a third for a first and a second. No, thank you. We are going to get some trade offers I don't necessarily want to deal with, but Koskinen and 2/3. It's basically Koskinen and a third for a first. I have to take that. Koskinen's not bad, but he's a backup, man. I have to take it, and we will. Thank you, Buffalo, for the first round pick. And that'll give us the ability to go sign a goalie. Just go best lines, that's fine. We can use said goalie as our cap whale to make sure nothing wonky happens cap-wise. Good Branson, Sanguinetti, Padan for a first and a second. That's not going to happen. I would still like to trade other players to open up room for waiver claims, but we do have to sign the best goalie we can. And that will be Dan Ellis. As we will scroll forever and ever, amen. Congratulations to Dan Ellis. He has won the lottery. So we will scroll and scroll. And scroll and scroll. It's still not as bad as NHL 24. I don't have to break out the books or anything yet, you know? So even NHL 13 is bad. Yeah, it does, Jake. It does. It's pretty funny, isn't it? It is pretty funny. 12 points. 13 points. 14. What's the max contract? 15.1. Cool. Actually heads up on odd numbers. Oh, Dan the man. Let's see if you take that contract, buddy. I hope you do. I hope you do. Wasn't Dan Ellis traded for Tim Thomas? That's a good question. Let's go to our... Yeah, I'm not taking that trade. Let's go to our lovely friends at Cap Friendly, where we will type in Dan Ellis. We get a trade offer, a first and a third for Goodbranson. I'm going to decline that, by the way. He sure was. 1-for-1. He was involved in 2 different 1-for-1 trades. McElhaney, Thomas, and also involved in the deal that sent Sergei Kostitsyn to Nashville. Dan Ellis, you'll be surprised to know, accepted $15 million. So, you know. All right. Let's see how bad the Florida Panthers are going to be this year. We do have Philip J. Hot Dogs on the team, though. So, we lose 3-0 to Tampa in the season opener. Oh, it's going to be a long year. This is going to be a real long year, isn't it? Even with the Hot Dogs, we do beat Montreal, though, so that's good. Radulov, Barry, and a second for 2 firsts. Let's take a look at this. So Radulov, the 19-year-old we took in the first round, 3.5. He's 60 overall at 19 years old. That's not amazing. And then Barry is a 58 overall at 19 years old, 3-star. Honestly, I think we should probably take it. These 2 guys aren't bad, but we could get something better with those 2 firsts. So I am going to take that trade. Radulov, Barry, and a second to Dallas for 2 first-round picks as we continue to pick horde like there's no tomorrow. I think that's now 5 first-round picks we have this year, maybe 6. What NHL game had it where max offers would get declined? That still happens, I'm pretty sure. But certainly like NHL 20, 21, that was a big-time problem. you couldn't technically offer the max deal. It would glitch out. So exactly, those picks could be anything. I love these deals of, hey, you give us 2 firsts for our first. All right, that U.S. scouting assignment is done. These freaking trade offers are hilarious. Can I please stop the sim? Thank you. Back to GM tracker. Oh, I went right past it, didn't I? Tasks. Defenders in the dub for 5 weeks. Defenders in the dub for 5 weeks. We are out of real player territory now, judging by there being 19 defenders from the W. From the WHL. The Western Hockey League. 3-4-0, not too bad. Oh my god, these freaking trades. I should say I'm not willing to give up first round picks at this point. God damn. Would you like to give a Sasha Barkov and 2 firsts for a first and a second? No. No, I don't think I will. Thank you. By the way, we're not anywhere closer to it, but oh my god, I need to take out that I'm willing to give up first round picks. We do know, of course, that the next NHL that we're going to, once we eventually win a Stanley Cup here, so we know Severson and Comrie are both good. It's this bad boy. It's that one. I'll play the Sim Speeds. Will not be so bad that Jesus Christ. Just yeeted a pen across my desk. I don't know what that pen ever did, but it got yeeted. We're 10 games into the season, chat. You got to keep giving me stuff to talk about. Things to talk about at this point are so important because just the sim speed is brutal. Comrie Lehkonen in a second. No, thank you. So flabbergasted you got Crosby for 2 firsts. Again, as we say, these games weren't always perfect. Certainly not. Certainly not. Yay, Carolina's beating San Jose. Good. Lose, San Jose. Keep losing. Keep losing. Get Macklin. Win Stanley Cup. I hope for Sin's sake. Sin's already disappointed a bit. Happy that the Sharks ended up with Will Smith, but the Sharks could have been one of those teams to have taken a certain Matvei Michkov, who's tearing it up in the KHL right now. So Carolina just scored again. Jesus Christ. Oh, the Sharks are getting brutalized. I think Ross Johnston will grow out of his enforcer role. Probably not. They have a guilty pleasure band or artist. So I always had the standpoint. I've had this question asked a lot. There is no such thing as a guilty pleasure. Unless it's illegal. Unless it's illegal. But in regards to music, there's no such thing as a freaking guilty pleasure at this point. Like, if you like something, just be like, hey, I like it. Unless it's, unless the messaging behind the music is rough. I can think of, I'm going to say there's a certain white rapper with dreads that Anthony Fantano has covered quite a bit. A certain white boy who had a song named White Boy. You probably want to feel guilty about being like, yeah, I'm a fan of that guy's music and people like that. But man, if it's like, oh, hey, I'm a 18-year-old man and Justin Bieber's my favorite. Cool. Who cares? Like, dude, my playlist on Spotify here goes from freaking Typo Negative to Metallica to Billy Talent to Backstreet Boys to the Foo Fighters. We have fun. The 2 weeks of going through mods for Skyrim Special Edition, they're mostly broken. Nice. All right. My guilty pleasure is Beach Boys for 10 hours straight. Then damn it, embrace it. Embrace it. You be a fan of the Beach Boys. Hello, Mr. Ferguson. Oh, I don't remember if auto scouting works properly. Thank you for making me feel heard. for listening to Nickelback. I mean, look, I think 95% of the music Nickelback's ever put out is complete trash. I think Chad Kroeger and some of the lyrics he's put into his songs over the years, very, very questionable. So, you know, they're borderline. At the same time, it's just like their music's been more cringe than anything at times. You know, 95% Nickelback is awesome. Sir, you're out of your mind. And that's okay that you're out of your mind, but you're out of your fucking mind. All right, do I have to bring up the lyrics? I'll bring up the lyrics. Here we go. The lyrics to Sex by Nickelback. No is a dirty word. Never gonna say it first. I can't read the rest of these. This is one of the worst written songs in the history of time. I'm loving you. I'm loving what you want to wear. I wonder what's up under there. Just dropping panties worldwide. Chad Kroeger. Like 13-year-old boy being like, yeah, she'll think this is sexy. Like, dude, so cringe. So cringe. Just in time for Terrio to show up. They have numerous songs like that. It did work for Avril Lavigne, so, you know, fair play. Like I said, I enjoy some Nickelback too. But if you enjoy Nickelback, you have to admit, and if you can't admit, then you're not even a real fan of Nickelback. If you cannot admit that they have had some incredibly cringe songs, some incredibly shit songs, then you're lying to yourself for no reason, and I don't know why you would do that. Just admit that Chad Kroeger is very, very, very cringe, and we can be okay. It's not talking shit about someone to call them cringe. It's not. Terrio is cringe. He's still one of my favorite streamers. Make sure to subscribe today. Aaron Ekblad in the second for a first-round pick. Normally, this trade offer would be pretty bad. Ekblad's 3 stars at 18 years old and a 56. I'm going to hold off on trading him early on. I'm going to trade off on making that trade right now. Ekblad is cringe. Exactly. Hey, you can be very successful while being cringe. Twitch.tv/Terrio. Go subscribe today. Barkov and Comrie for a first. No, thank you. No, thank you. Oh, goodness. Let's be honest. And they say that a hero can save us. Cringe as all fuck. I'll have that song play when I die. But it's still cringe. I wonder what Josie Scott's doing nowadays. Probably just hanging out and getting high the whole day. Speaking of which, twitch.tv/Terrio. Oh, right. No, I can't do that trade. I like Severson and Comrie. Chad and Fred Durst are in the same category of cringe. Yes, however, Fred Durst in recent times has owned up and acknowledged just how cringe Limp Bizkit could be. I have not seen Chad Kroeger at any point acknowledge how cringe he is. But Fred Durst has leaned into it. You don't put out a song in the past 2 years called Dad Vibes if you're not openly acknowledging how fucking cringe you were and still are. So I give Fred Durst credit for that. I'm gonna need the evidence of Chad Kroeger admitting how cringe he is. I'm gonna need that. He makes fun of his ramen noodle hair. That's not acknowledging that you're cringe, though. Making fun of yourself, being like, "Ah, my hair looks fucking weird, doesn't it?" That's not cringe. Do I need to bring up the lyrics again, Terry? Do I need to bring up the lyrics again? I don't think I need to, but I could. I could do it. God damn it. Comrie and Lehkonen for 2 firsts. I just don't want to trade Comrie. He's a good backup goalie. Or will be a good backup goalie. All right. Well, here we go. Let's bring up another one from Hold on. I don't want to trade Max Domi yet. From our good friend Chad Kroger and the Nickelback song Must Be Nice. One step, two step, electric slide. Red fish, blue fish, blow your mind. Like, come on, man. Come on. Fucking bringing up red fish, blue fish, the silver spoon. Fuck. He's so cringe. And that's what makes him great. But he's so fucking cringe. Anyway, Adam Pelech, 20 years old, only a 53 overall, 2.5 star. I'm going to move him to the Islanders because it's funny to move Adam Pelech to the Islanders. Oh, goodness. Did Anthony Kiedis is also cringe and also probably a sex pest by his own admission. Definitely a sex pest by his own admission. So that's not great. Theory of a Dead Man is just as cringy as Nickelback. Nickelback is just as cringy as Theory of a Dead Man. They go on tour together. 2 cringe bands in a pod. Like they are Theory of a Dead Man, or Theory as they've rebranded themselves, and Nickelback are on the Mount Rushmore of cringe. They are. That's just a fact. It doesn't mean you can't like their music. It just means that they're fucking cringe. I'm going to trade Andreas Athanasiou to Tampa. Creed's up there too. Scott Stapp is the god of cringe. He invented cringe and then reinvented cringe. It's whoever the hell the lead singer of Theory of a Dead Man is, Chad Kroger, Scott Stapp, and Wes Scantlin. The Mount Rushmore of cringe that some people happen to think is actually the Mount Rushmore of Chads, but it's actually the Mount Rushmore of cringe. It's just a fact. Don't forget Drake and Buck Cherry. The lead singer of Buck Cherry should be up there too. The lead singer of fucking Hinder. Fucking Lips of an Angel, a simp anthem for all time. It's ridiculous. I am on the Mount Rushmore of jerk faces, Terrio. I am. Goodness, we have fun here. They didn't even write that song, but they fucking sang it. I don't care if he didn't write it. They sang it, so own that shit. Hello, Texie, by the way. Architect, can you explain to me this? I almost want to have you on the podcast for this. Why the fuck are Sabres fans still not going to games? Like, I saw the Dylan Cousins overtime winner tonight, and there were like 3 people by the glass. Why the fuck are their games so empty? They're going to have trouble paying the contracts. A lot of people left by overtime. Like, are people just still in the habit of being like, well, they're going to fucking lose, so I'm out of here? It's like 80% full. How do you leave for overtime, though? At like 9:30 p.m. on a Tuesday. No heart. Most of them are Canadians, though. Oh, are they? Are they? It almost seems like my point stands from years ago. It sucks to get out of the arena. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Oh, it's gonna take me a while to get home. Fucking fair weather ass fan. Ridiculous. Connor Brown for a 4th and a 5th. How bad are you? Yeah, you like how that's a valid excuse for when the Coyotes were in Glendale? Oh, it sucks to get there. Doesn't matter, go to games. Sabres fans, oh, it takes forever to get out of the arena. Fucking Tage Thompson, Rasmus Dahlin, Owen Power. Oh, it's gonna take me like an extra 20 minutes to get home if I stay. Get bent. Get bent. Anytime I ever saw a Sabres fan taking shots at Coyotes fans, I just laughed in their face, and that's why. People will throw excuses out for why other teams, it's fine, but if the Coyotes do it or the Panthers do it, no, you gotta move those teams. Fuck you. Buffalo fans gotta get their shit together. That is a fact. That is a fact. End of. No discussion. Get out of my kitchen. Out of my kitchen. Takes 2 hours to get home on the GO train, but I'd still do it to see a Leafs game. Simp. That makes you a simp, apparently. William Carrier, you're not that great. We'll go ahead and flip you for extra picks, too. Just went to see Saw X. Did he put more people into traps? Derek, there's a mouse trap on your cock. If you don't solve the fucking scientifical equation of why Mars is round too, there were no traps in a Saw movie. Okay, well, then what the fuck did you go see? Grigor, 52 overall, 19 years old. I feel like this is aimed at me. Oh, goodness. No, Taxi, if it was about you, I would have included a kazoo. 19 years old, 52 overall. You're not going to make it. I'll take that second round pick because you were a second round pick and get a sixth round pick out of it. I can't have my penis ripped off. Can't you? What if fucking Jigsaw says so? Turns you into Theon Greyjoy. The greatest simp of Westeros. Oh, God. Barkov and Comrie for a first. No. Remember when Game of Thrones was popular? And LCS tickets in Arizona are like $30. Well, they're also down 2-0 after getting dicked on by the Philadelphia Phillies, so, you know. Oh, goodness. Goodness. Hello, Fox, by the way. So we keep trading away talents. Also, Phil Kessel's getting outscored by Dave Boland. I feel personally attacked. Toby, you're not going to make it. Let's go ahead and trade you away, too. Oh, goodness. Okay. Goalies. Call up Dan Ellis. Send down Rene, finally. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I just remembered that there's no... I turned off the injuries. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, this team sucks ass. Best lines. All they have in theaters is Saw, The Exorcist, and Taylor Swift. Yeah, the Saw Exor-Swift. It's going to top up in Barbenheimer. Just you watch. You thought Barbenheimer was something. Just wait for Saw Exor-Swift. 2023. I'd be dressing up as NHL 24 for Halloween. The scariest thing of all. I'd prefer not to cause people to faint at the horror. So, of all of those, I'm seeing Taylor. Yeah. Like, the Saw franchise it's goofy fun. I'll give it that. The Exorcist is just shit at this point. Like, you literally cannot make a scarier Exorcist movie than the first one. You can't do it. That is still, to this day, the one fucking horror movie where I'm just like, nope, can't fucking do it. Whatever else, I'm not a huge horror fan anyway, but it's like, man, whatever else, not a big deal. You can't make a fucking movie scarier than that. You can't do it. Especially directly trying to be like, yeah, hey, it's a new Exorcist. So yeah, give me the Taylor Swift concert where a bunch of 30-year-old men are freaking out. And damn it, I won't shame them. Ever watch Blair Witch? I have. It's spooky. It's scary. It was more spooky scary at the time. I was like 5 years old when that came out. I remember my sisters watching it. It was spooky scary. I'll trade Max Domi for a third and a seventh. That's not a bad deal. The worst Friday the 13th movie was Jason. How dare you insult Jason in space? How dare you? How dare you? He froze a person's head and smashed it against a table. Hill House, best horror movie. I mean, I've always talked about it. Like, Mike Flanagan's my favorite director. Whether it's the TV shows or the series that he's done for Netflix, he literally has not fucking missed. Fucking Hill House, Bly Manor, Midnight Mass is my favorite piece of horror movie or horror media ever made. I'm still watching his new show, Fall of the House of Usher, which is basically Succession if it involved spooky scary, which is right up my alley. Yeah, no, Mike Flanagan's the fucking best. Doctor Sleep was an amazing movie too. So, you know, Japanese horror movies are terrifying. Fair. That is fair. Well, you got to figure a lot of Japanese horror emanates from, you know, things and stuff that happened. And when you're presenting horror movies, from the perspective of real life horrors and then translating those feelings onto media and into media, yeah, that shit gets real. Not fun. Not fun. Not fun at all. Speaking of not fun, how long it takes to sim a goddamn season.